No intro. Got two videos. Clash of the Titans, one-on-one fight. You versus whatever the developers throw at us today. And today is going to be against the 4-star Electra. You guys got 5 days to complete it. Hopefully you got enough health packs to do it because this is going to be a little bit of a difficult one since you're using Professor X, and if you don't have invisibility, this is going to be kind of a difficult one. And when we get to the Professor, I'll explain why it's going to be difficult for those of you who may not have the invisibility power from Professor X. So Electra is a purple, black, and red user. She's an unusual 5/5/5 for this fight. Mainly, her two hardest hitting abilities are her black and her red. Her purple ability, Doubled Over Cross, costs 7 in purple. If there are no attack, protect, and strike tiles that belong to us on the board, she'll create 3 strike tiles of pretty weak strength and give them to us. Now, if we do have any attack, protect, or strike tiles already on the board, she'll steal those, increase the strength of whatever those particular tiles are, and and then also give us the 3 pretty weak strike tiles. At least with Professor X, we don't have to worry about him firing off any powers because he doesn't have any allies. However, if Electra gets her double cross off and we don't happen to have an available purple tile for invisibility, that might be a little bit of a hindrance. The black ability is called Shadow Step. It costs 10 black AP. It creates 5 trap tiles on the board that are invisible to us but not to Electra. Anytime Electra takes any form of damage, it could be indirect damage, targeted damage, match damage, team damage, whatever forms of damage that you can think of in the game. If she takes any sort of damage, one of those trap tiles will disappear. She'll gain AP, and then she'll negate the damage, and she'll do some amount of damage to you. Now, again, depending upon where you have the Shadow Step set at, she'll do some amount of damage to you, and also she'll have different numbers of trap tiles on the board depending upon the ranking. And then finally, her most annoying ability, Ballet of Death. To Ballet of Death, it creates another one of those trap tiles. This time it's going to be on red, purple, or black. It'll deal damage, and then additionally, it'll steal any red, purple, and black AP that we have at the start of each turn while that trap tile is on the board. So it is imperative for us to deny her red and to deny her black. If she gets purple, purple's something we can live with because, well, Professor X has a few abilities that can be beneficial with her purple. We'll take a look at Professor X here. Mine is at 359. Yours will probably be at a different level. He's a purple, blue, and yellow user. Obviously not in that particular order. His first ability is called Master Plan. It's a passive. Anytime the professor makes a match 5 or greater, he generates 4 AP in his team's strongest color and then deals additional damage. Again, no reason not to have this here any higher than, anywhere other than 5. Because again, we kind of want the extra damage. Blind Spot is a 7 AP power. So where the professor creates a purple invisibility tile, he goes invisible. And then anytime he makes a match while this tile is on the board, if there are any friendly special tiles on the board, is that you increase the damage by some amount. So some amount S, and then later levels it more special tiles and more increase in the strengthening of the tiles. And then Psychic Convergence is other passive ability. Anytime an ally fires a power, you create an attack, protect, and strike tile on the board of some various strength. Strength P, Strength A, and Strength S. Now, this would be problematic for us, if we had teammates, because Electra's purple ability can still attack, protect, strike tiles, but we don't have to worry about that. Now, the reason why I said this is going to be problematic for those who don't have Professor X's invisibility, his health pool is actually relatively small, to say the least. Like compared to, mine's is at almost 360, so he has like 18,000 health. And you might have less health than that there, and especially if he's not championed, So if you have the purple invisibility, at least one cover in his invisibility, you can essentially win the fight. Just protect the invisibility tile and make sure that any purple matches don't go towards the to that invisibility tile, or make sure no cascades wipe out that invisibility tile. As far as boosts go, max out your purple boost, max out your stockpile boost, and then max out your power boost, 100% match damage. Here, I'm gonna drop a purple and black, and then get some of these team ups, because again, purple, black, neutral tiles for Professor X, as well as team ups. Can't fire team ups in a one-on-one fight. Again, the main thing we want to do, we want to deny as much red as we possibly can. If we give her match 4s in any other colors outside of blue and black and all that, we're okay with. But again, main thing, just deny red, deny black. Probably will go this way since I don't want to keep the yellows and whatnot available. Let's make this match here. Alright, we'll go. I really don't want to make that match because again, try to stay away from red. She's almost pretty close to Ballet of Death. Make that match. Match 4 in blue. Take that to wipe out some of the red. She gets a purple tile. Yeah, we can. No. Don't want to make the match 4. Don't want to make the match 4 because that'll give her an opportunity to make red. Instead, we'll do that. She can get a little bit of black. Again, I was thinking about making this match here, but again, it sets up a black. Got some purple. Or at least one purple away from being invisible, and having this fight here reduced to redundancy. I don't really see anything other than this yellow here. This is not gonna be fun. Not gonna be fun. Match black, drop blue. Now we gotta deal with our AP being stolen each turn. And damage as well. So, got AP stolen. Now we gotta deal with even more AP stolen from us. Double cross. That'll take that tile and transform it. And I just gave her red by accident. This is probably gonna end up being a restart more than likely, because if she drops off another Valley of Death, we're at a crossroads. Shadow Step. Now things are gonna be super annoying. Now there's 1, there's 2. Double cross. There's 3. There's 4, and we're done. So gotta restart it. Like I said, even with a high level Professor X like the one that I have, it's like even we can lose. Bad boards are a thing, and like I said, I tried my best to deny, and sometimes, you know, hey, the board doesn't want to cooperate, or you know, the matches that you thought you were gonna make that were gonna be pretty good, you end up either missing a match or, you know, you get tunnel vision. So now we've got to deal with her stealing a tile. Alright, well at least we can go invisible, so let's go invisible. Keep in mind where we got our invisibility tile at. Now she'll be stealing stuff from us, but again, it's perfectly fine. No! I'm at some purple because that's the highest priority for us. Nah, I gotta deny red. Cannot afford to, well, I wouldn't say not afford to let Shadow Step kick in, but not much of a choice. Alright, blind spot. And now this is how the fight is actually supposed to work. So, Shadow Step activates, double cross. Now, anytime the professor makes a match, all of our tiles will be strengthened. So I want to avoid matching anything on this side of the board that we can help, but I don't think I have much of a choice. So better go this way to make this purple drop down. That time I will make a match 4. Strengthen up our tiles, Valley of Death. At this point in time, she can steal all the black that we have. Keep our tiles strengthened, more shadow steps. Deny red, even though she'll be able to get red in 2 more turns. Deny black. She got a match 5. Again, these things here happen. So you'll have boards where you can sort of kind of do everything right, and all of a sudden, you know, things hit the fan. And there we go, finally, after 2 attempts. And she gives us a double cross team up. Got all the rewards, got the latest legends. So again, that was fun to say the least. Now, let's take a look at the professor, because we always do these deep dives after we're done completing the Crash of the Titans. Talk about who we can team the professor up with, and where he stacks up at with the 4 stars that are in the game. Now, his master plan, this ability here, when it was released, it was a pretty solid ability. I mean, anytime that you can get a match 5 and then gain AP in your strongest color, or gain 4 AP in your strongest color, that's always a beneficial thing to have on your team, because again, everybody needs AP to fire off abilities, unless you have passive abilities. Again, anything lower than 5 really doesn't really benefit you, because again, why would you want 2 AP when 4 AP helps you fuel your powers a little bit more than the extra damage too that you're doing? So yeah, so 5 in that always. Blind spot, again, it doesn't really make too much of a difference if you have 2 or 4 special tiles. The main thing you really want to worry about is the invisibility. The reason why I keep it at 3, because strengthening other special tiles, I mean, that's okay, but we got users in the game now that either strengthen tiles passively, that aren't reliant upon matches, like Kitty and Miko and several others. Psychic Convergence, it's just a matter of what do you prefer. Do you prefer having all 3 special tiles on the board that can either give you more damage or prevent more damage, or do you want to play defensively and just have the projectile on the board? Me, give me all 3, because somebody on my team is about the firepower. I don't see that anything other other than 5 as well. So the purple, like I said, purple with a blind spot at 2. Take it or leave it. It's a You're not really worried about the special tiles being strengthened, because and there'll be some cases where Professor X won't even be tanking his colors. As far as his rewards go, uh, you know, Professor X Classic, he's the he is his feeder. One thing though that I will say about the 5-star Professor X, as opposed to the 3-star or 4-star version, this one here is really more Patrick Stewart, and then the 5-star Professor X. I honestly wish that this was the House and Powers of X version of Professor X instead of the 90s X-Men version. But hey, you know, I don't design the games, I just play them. As far as teams go, one team that always stood in mind with Professor X. Oh, where is Scarlet Witch? Of course she's down there, and then Black Widow, which is there. So their team is called Charlie's Angels. This has been a thing ever since I've been playing the game. And again, I've been playing the game for 7.5 years. 8-year anniversary will be sometime in February, late February. And Charlie's Angels was a thing even when I was playing. I remember when Scarlet Witch was being released during the Avengers Age of Ultron movie tie-in, her, Iron Man, Hulkbuster, and then 3-star Vision. But the idea with Charlie's Angels, Black Widow or Scarlet Witch, their strongest color is purple. When Scarlet Witch's purple ability, reaches, not her purple ability, Lord have mercy, her arcane incantation, when that countdown tower reaches 0, it'll create some number of purple tiles. It'll change some number of basic tiles to purple tiles, and if you have plenty of purple, or if it's in a place where you can easily get a match 5, it'll create a match 5, which activates Professor X's ability. Professor X obviously will do damage and create 4 purple AP, because at that point in time, Scarlet Witch and Black Widow, they'll probably be stronger than the Professor, and then you fire off Black Widow's power, her deceptive tactics, to create green tiles on the board so you can get match 5s. Then when her match 5s activate, it'll give you more purple. Professor X will do his thing, and then you just continue the process until the enemy team is dead. A variation of Charlie's Angels obviously just has Professor with 5 in blue, and then he can just do his thing up in the background doing the match 5s. And I actually had a Professor X at 5 covers just doing that. But as I got further and further into the game, I found myself not wanting to use Professor X and Charlie's Angels anymore. So that right there was 5 levels I probably could have got on Professor X. So hey, it's a game all about resources. Professor X's hard counter obviously is Jean Grey, the the all new Jean Grey, because anytime you make a match 5 with her, against her, she stuns your team. Yeah, old psychic feedback. And then, yeah, I always forget about the reducing the AP part. I always forget about that. But I always remember, like, anytime I see a match 5, and sometimes I forget I'm fighting against Jean Grey's like, oh man, my entire team, I'm saying my team is stunned. But now with folks like Apocalypse and Silver Surfer, it's like, okay, cool, I'll make a match 5, or I got Doctor Octopus and he has a tentacle towel on the board. Hey, flat out ignore Jean Grey. But as far as the professor goes, he's really more of a support background character. So anybody that creates special tiles, you know, your Medusas, your Polaris, um, your Captain Marvels, your Iron Man, Hulkbusters, etc. You know, feature those there. If the professor's tanking, that's that's always a beneficial thing. But the professor really isn't a character that can be featured prominently on the team. Again, really more of a support. Find characters, as I mentioned, that have the ability to create special tiles anytime. Well, not even create special tiles, but you can cheaply fire off their powers, and the professor can get those special tiles on the board. And then, if he's at a high enough level, he can help fortify them. But again, it shouldn't be the basis of your strategy, or I should say the full focus of your team. As far as 5 stars go with the professor, I mean, once you get really into 5-star land, like, he's really not gonna be um, carrying a lot of weight, especially if you get the 5-star professor. You get the 5-star professor, Department of Redundancy there, at least to me. Now again, someone who who may only have the 4-star Professor X and not the 5-star, they'll see things a lot differently. Again, matter of perspective. I really don't have any teams really that feature Professor X outside of Charlie's Angels. So only I could recommend just use Charlie's Angels and just have fun. Just remember the professor is really more of a transition support character in the 4-star land. I mean, in events like Galactus Hungers or something like that, he can be a workhorse, especially if certain characters are boosted, etc. I will look and see who's the next Crash the Titans person. Ooh, Silk. So this is something brand new. A lot of people don't have a fully equipped Silk, or they're not familiar with Silk. When that crash happens in the next 4 days, and however many hours it is until you guys see it or it gets up, we'll talk about Silk and some team combinations with her, because at least with her, we have a better composition of teams than with Professor X. And again, that's partially because of Webtiles being the whole Spider-Verse thing, and with the X-Men, you got some characters who can do certain things. You have another character who does a certain thing. You might have somebody that does a board shake, but no real unifying, consistent thing. They're just a group of people that have a shared common interest, and that common interest is that they're mutants. Again, it sounds like I'm being reductive. Trust me, I'm not a huge X-Men fan. However, as weird of a transition to segue out of the video, we gotta do Welcome to Shield. So, gotta stop the video here, do Welcome to Shield, the final day, get this legendary token. And also, too, we'll talk a little bit about Galactus Hungers, and we'll go from there.